Hey, welcome to the Bitcoin Bull. Today we're going to see what Bitcoin is doing, what it did yesterday, what it should be doing today. As you can see, it's yesterday Bitcoin did a pretty good drop and it recovered. Now we're in red, but we're in this new channel back where we were before. So we'll go into what Bitcoin is doing today. And we're not going to look at any news today. I tried to find some news and I didn't see any news, no bad news or no good news, no news about Bitcoin. So for me, it's actually better that way. No news right now is good news because lately it's only been bad news about Bitcoin. Well, especially when Bitcoin was dropping, lots of bad news every day, and and lately there's been some bad news, some good news, and now today there's no news. So that's I see it like a sign is like the silence before the storm. So that's good. And so let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at the hour chart and see what's going on. Also, if you give me a like for this video, I'd really appreciate that. That will help grow the channel. And hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on what Bitcoin is doing every day and the most important news about Bitcoin, if there is any. Normally there is. And so here yesterday, let's make this bigger. This will be a quick video, by the way, because there's no news. We'll see what Bitcoin is doing today. Let's move this over. So yesterday we were here. Bitcoin dropped and Bitcoin was hanging out here, and I was saying that there's a chance that Bitcoin could drop all the way to the support line before going up, or it could go back up, hit this tendency line here and write it down some, or break it. And it ended up breaking, and now it looks like it might write it down some. However, well, also this means also that we were in this channel here, this whole channel, and yesterday we dipped down again into this channel, which was not good. But now we're above this channel, so we're back into this upper channel here, which is good, which is a good sign. So we're back in here again. And now for today, so far it looks like Bitcoin is going down to this tendency line here, to this support. And if that happens, most likely Bitcoin will then bounce off and work its way up. But it could stop right now. It could hang out here, stop right now, and then work its way up. Right now Bitcoin is going down, but I don't think it will go down too much if it does keep on going down, because let's take a look at the daily chart. I'll show you why. Because I've noticed that every time one of the candlesticks, the daily candlesticks, leaves a big wick going down. So this is a candlestick, right? Here's a candlestick, and this is the wick. There's a wick down here, and there's another wick up here. Every time one of the candlesticks leaves a big wick, then what happens? Bitcoin goes up. So here we have another wick, and Bitcoin goes up. Wick, two wicks here, and Bitcoin goes up. Okay, here again, wick, Bitcoin goes up. Wick, Bitcoin goes up. So you get the idea, right? And what happened yesterday? Well, here again, two wicks here, Bitcoin goes up. And yesterday, this candlestick left a big wick. And so if it repeats itself a bit, if this pattern repeats itself, then Bitcoin should go up. That's what it's been doing. And also it shouldn't go down anymore, because this is clearly the floor. It looks like everything below here are what the holders are holding on to, all the Bitcoin here and below here. This is what all the holders are holding on to. So this here, all this fluctuation here are just day traders buying and selling, trying to make a profit every day before while Bitcoin is here on the floor before it starts going back up again. So what I'm thinking is that we should start going back up again and hitting this tendency line here, like it has, like it always does. You know, it goes up, bam, hits the tendency, drops back down, hits the tendency line again, drops back down, hits the tendency line, drops back down. So most likely scenario is we do the same thing. We'll hit here again. That's the most that's what Bitcoin should do if it reacts the same way that it's been reacting. And then, so very important that we break this. We have to break this to get out of this situation. Okay, we've already broken here. This tendency line here, this is already broken. I might go ahead and take this off, but no, at the moment we'll leave it. Now we've been hanging out here on this tendency line, just riding it down. Now what we need to do, what Bitcoin needs to do, is now break this tendency line that Bitcoin keeps hitting. That could happen in a couple of days from now. We should be back up here again. And if Bitcoin doesn't drop back down, if no big player comes into Bitcoin, if these are just day traders buying and selling to make the Bitcoin price fluctuate up and down a little bit, then we'll go back down again before going back up. But if someone big comes in, a big institution, a big company, if they buy into Bitcoin right now, which is very likely now that Bitcoin is on the floor, as soon as that happens, then Bitcoin will be able to break this resistance and head up to here. This is the next step, breaking this resistance line here. We're hitting it. When it hits, it might take a little quick pullback before going back up again. But then once we break here, this bearish tendency here will be over with. We'll be out of this situation here, this downward bearish movement. And once we break here, this resistance line here, that means Bitcoin will be off the floor. Right here this is the floor for Bitcoin. Once we break here, Bitcoin will be off the floor and Bitcoin will be on its knees then. And then once we break here, which I was thinking by the end of the month, we should be up here, but it looks like that's the last several days. It looks like it might not happen at the end of the month. It might need a few more days or a week or so, but let's maintain it at the end of the month so far. Once it breaks here, that means Bitcoin will get off its knees. We'll be out of this whole situation here, and Bitcoin will start skyrocketing. People will see that, okay, Bitcoin should not be going down anymore. Bitcoin is looking good. It's going to start skyrocketing. We need to get in before it starts to skyrocket. Everyone will start buying, and that's when Bitcoin will skyrocket and get back to where it was before. Get back in the maximums. And yeah, and then things will start looking a lot better. Every day good news will come out about Bitcoin, and everything will be back to the way it was before. But after that, then another time will come when we'll be back in this situation. Every year we'll have situations like this where everything looks bad, and then part of the year where everything looks really good. So this is normal. So just patience, and we'll be back into a better scenario very shortly. And so no news, but let's check out these other charts. Here you can see that Bitcoin, this blue channel here, is where the Bitcoin price should be. Whenever Bitcoin price hits the top, the channel, then it drops back down, and when it hits the bottom, it goes back up. Right now we're in like the lower middle part of the channel, so there's more likelihood of Bitcoin going up than going down. And so you can see here, this red line is like the maximum. If Bitcoin goes above this red line here, that means Bitcoin's too high and it should drop, and that's what happens. That's what happens when Bitcoin gets red. When it's really high, it drops. So that's the time to sell. And when Bitcoin hits the blue line, the bottom of the channel, it's the top of the channel. Here's the bottom of the channel. When Bitcoin hits the bottom of the channel, like here, that's the perfect time to buy. So we're still really close to the bottom of the channel. Still a good time to buy in. And check out another chart here. Here we have the history of Bitcoin since 2013. So it's good when Bitcoin is low like this. It's a good time to sometimes zoom out. We did this yesterday also. To zoom out and see the perspective from far away, to see that we're not so bad. Things aren't going so bad. You can see here 2017 it started rising and it took a big dip. And what happened after that? Went up again. It took a dip, like more of a horizontal dip, like a correction. But then it skyrocketed. Bitcoin skyrocketed. Okay, took a big dip, resting. Like here, took a big dip, rested. Took a dip, rested, and now we took a big dip and a big rest. So what happens if we repeat the same thing that's happened in the past? What should happen now? We should go back up. We should skyrocket back up. Same thing here. Here's some 2014 to now, and same thing. Same thing. So just remember that when if you see Bitcoin on the floor, and you see, oh man, how are we gonna be able to recuperate? Just remember these charts, the whole history of Bitcoin. That Bitcoin has moments when it's really high, when it's really low, but the tendency is still up. Like if we could draw a line here, a tendency line going up, we would still be. We could draw a line here, going up, we would still be above the support, above the upward tendency, hitting it, almost hitting it, but we're still inside the channel. So imagine there's a line here going up and a line here going up. We're inside the channel. We're on the bottom part of the channel, like here. And so most likely Bitcoin will keep going up. We're on the floor, and from here, Bitcoin can skyrocket. So patience and people that are patient and they're buying in low instead of buying in high, which is what the majority of small investors and traders do. They buy up here when Bitcoin looks good, and then it crashes. They lose their money. They say, oh, Bitcoin's not a good investment. What do you have to do? You have to buy when it's low. Buy when no one wants Bitcoin. Today, no news about Bitcoin on all the internet. I couldn't find any news. No one's talking about Bitcoin. No one wants Bitcoin. Bitcoin's on the floor. Prices are low. 32,400 right now. Dollars. So this is the time to buy. Once Bitcoin starts going up and it's in 50,000, everyone will want to buy it. But if you buy in at 30,000 instead of 50,000, a lot better, right? So that's what you have to do. It's a risk. Investing is a risk. Investing in stocks, crypto, whatever, it's a risk. But if you want to make money and investing and trading, you have to buy low, sell high. It sounds easy to say that, but a lot of people don't do that. And that's what you have to do. So Bitcoin is low. Now is the time to buy. Yesterday was another good time to buy when it made that drop. When it was down here, still a good time to buy. Anywhere in here, anywhere on the floor here is a great price. I mean, if you can get in like yesterday, right when it dropped, or when it dropped here, that's even better. But in midterm, long term, it doesn't really matter. As long as you buy anywhere in here, in long term, if you're investing in long term, it doesn't really matter, because when Bitcoin, in several years from now, when Bitcoin's worth $500,000 or $1 million, which could very possibly happen, it doesn't really matter if you bought in at 30,000 or 40,000, right? I mean, but in the short term, it's good because, if you buy in here, you would already be in profit. So psychologically, it's better if you can buy all the dips at the lowest price, because you almost always be in profit, which is from the very beginning, which is good, especially if you're starting to invest. You want to see that profit, right? You don't want to be in red, you want to be in green. So that's why it's good to buy these dips. And so patience. And I also wanted to mention about the crypto market. So the crypto market more or less hanging in there, about half and half. Cryptocurrencies dropping, the other half are like half in green, half in red. Maybe a little more green than red. So yeah, actually things are looking a little better today. The past few days, things have been looking pretty bad for Bitcoin. Especially there was one day a few days ago, which was horrible. Everything was in red. But today's looking decent for the whole crypto market. So that's good. That's another sign that Bitcoin should start going up because the crypto market in general looks okay, looks good. So yeah, so that's Bitcoin for today. See you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be some news to talk about. If not, we'll do another analysis, see where Bitcoin is and where it should be going. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give a like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on Bitcoin. And see you tomorrow in the next video. Thanks for watching.